Alright, so today we're gonna take a little makeup adventure and go to Whole Foods. I wanna get a bunch of the makeup to try out in this video for you guys. I thought I would kind of vlog the shopping experience. Today is actually Easter Sunday, so it's either gonna be totally packed or totally empty right now. I'm hoping for the latter, or closed. Might be closed. I don't think I've ever even looked in that section in Whole Foods. So if you're excited for this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Let's go do some Whole Foods shopping.
Hell yeah. You need a ladder.
This blush is $24.90.
Whoa.
Should we go get a $12 loaf of bread after? Oh, that one was it smells like bathroom spray.
That's awful. Zuzu.
This looks very natural. Zuzu Lux. It says it's a highlighting, illuminating powder. I actually like that. I'm gonna do that one.
That looks light. Wait, you have to be worried about gluten on your face? Those are the three.
This is full coverage.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Sign me up.
You'd go broke if you were shopping here for your makeup, really, though. Can I smell?
Disobey time. That feels really soft. This is a Gabriel eyeshadow.
Ooh, yeah. It's like,
that looks nice.
still could not tell you about cool tones and warm tones.
We're good on store number one. Okay, grocery stores. Wait, I need cottage cheese though. Oh, you're going again?
Cottage cheese. So pretty.
This little bag. Do you hear how much? Guess. $170 for like 5 items. You guys better enjoy this video. Alright, so it's a couple days later. I have my bag of Whole Foods beauty products here. It's 3:30 right now. It has been a day, let me tell you. We're gonna crack a Corona right now. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. Nothing quite says I don't belong in Whole Foods like a can of Corona. Don't let this small bag fool you. So we're gonna be trying out 8 items. I did not pick up a full face of makeup because that would have been the price of a new car. My total, $170.35. So my Whole Foods was pretty picked through, as you guys saw in the footage, but skincare was stocked up. They had a shit ton of skincare, so I picked up 2 things from the skincare aisle. This is the Acure Incredibly Clear Sheet Mask. It has BHA, white willow, and cucumber. The thing that stood out to me about this is that it has BHA in it, which is beta hydroxy acid. I don't think I've ever tried a sheet mask that had AHA or BHA, so I'm super excited to try this. I think we're going to try this out at the end of the night because this is not something that you'd want to wash off afterwards. But this sheet mask was $4.99. But the product we're going to start out with is the Alba Botanica Even Advanced Daily Cream. So when I had acne before Accutane, and by the way, you're not supposed to use BHAs or AHAs when you're on Accutane, but I literally have a few days left at this point, and I've already been starting to kind of do that. But when I had acne, one of my favorite face washes was by Alba, so I was kind of drawn to this cream, and then I smelled the tester in store, and it smells so good. It almost smells like a salon conditioner to me. It's cruelty-free, it says no parabens, and 100% vegetarian ingredients. It doesn't say it's fragrance-free, and it definitely smells like there's fragrance in it, so that's kind of a downside because fragrance can irritate your skin. So in bold on this box, it says wears well under makeup, which is why I wanted to try this out before putting on my foundation. Marine complex, fortifies the skin, reduces the appearance of blotchiness, helps dull, sleepy skin become fresh, even, and bright in just 2 weeks. By dipping my finger in, it doesn't feel like a super thick cream. I'm curious how my skin is going to react to the scent though, the fragrance. It feels super smooth and almost like, feels kind of like buttery soft. Feels actually a little bit like the Murad Hydrodynamic. Ooh, this feels good. Wow, it's making my skin feel hella soft. So I have dry skin. I am going to still spray my Too Faced setting spray underneath just to prep my skin like I always do, since I'm going to be trying a foundation too. Obviously it's 3:30 p.m. which I'll explain about. So we're not going to do like a 10-hour wear test like I do in Foundation Fridays, but I'm still going to keep this on as long as possible tonight. By the way, I'm wearing a turtleneck today in spring because I realized I'm really excited for spring weather, but I still have like 20 sweaters and turtlenecks I wanted to wear. Not prepared, so turtleneck in April. Okay, so this bad boy, this foundation was $32.99. This is the Mineral Fusion Minerals on a Mission Flawless Full Coverage Age Defying Makeup. It says it's hypoallergenic and paraben free, medium to full coverage. It says up here. I have the lightest shade neutral one. I believe there was also a cool one. There might have been a warm one too. This brand Mineral Fusion, out of all the brands there, seemed the priciest. Some of their blushes were like 30 bucks. Everything was very pricey, which I don't know why I was thinking makeup at Whole Foods would be like a little bit more reasonably priced than everything else at Whole Foods, but I wasn't thinking it was going to be this pricey. So I'm going to shake some of this out on, oh, okay, this is thick. The way this is coming out or not coming out reminds me of MAC Studio Fix. For how thick this is, we definitely need a pump here, Mineral Fusion. There we go. I'm gonna start out with my sponge on one side of my face and then a brush on the other side. Weird. When I dip my sponge in, it actually now feels pretty thin. I have tried a few like mineral makeup lines in the past, and I have not found a foundation that I like. I actually did a whole video testing out Etsy makeup from different sellers. With a sponge, this is definitely light coverage. Looking at my neck though, the shade is pretty good. Definitely feels a lot more thin than I was expecting, trying to get it out of the bottle. Hopefully we'll get a little better coverage with a brush. It's looking pretty matte, like a satin matte finish right now. Let's try a brush. I've now used up that amount that I first put out. I just got like a mound. Whoops. That's the problem with these bottles. Can't control how much comes out. Wow, this is looking hella streaky with the brush. Super streaky. I don't know in what world this is supposed to be full coverage. Got a little bit better coverage with the brush. You can see, oh yeah, it totally covered my redness better on this side. I would say this side looks like medium coverage with the brush, and then this side definitely looks like light coverage. My forehead is looking a little rough. Let's smooth this out. Kind of building this up with a sponge on my forehead. So streaky. This is like Streak City over here. Why does my forehead look so much more yellow than the rest of my face? I do feel like that just built up a lot. Wow, I have like 3 different shades going on and 3 different levels of coverage. So I'm gonna try and build this side up. This is turning very, very yellow. So what happened this morning? I was planning on filming this video first thing in the morning. I'm gonna build up this side a little bit more now. My disk space got totally full. So I went to do what I usually do and delete all my backups on Final Cut Pro because they automatically save and take up a shit ton of disk space. And deleted the most recent backup and the rest of the backups and my entire Final Cut library. So I deleted 3 projects that I was working on. Thank God I still had all the footage on my memory cards, so I just have to re-edit them. I spent all this money on software trying to recover everything and it didn't work. Cool, just lost like 25 hours of work. It looks super textured and just kind of cakey up there and a bit too makeup-y. It looks okay. You can still see scarring and freckles coming through. I definitely would not call this full coverage. This is nowhere near full coverage. Built up with 2 layers, I got it to medium coverage, but I would more say this is buildable light to medium coverage. I am not into how this is sitting on my skin. I'm just setting my under eyes with a mix of my normal Physicians Formula powder and then the brightening powder by KKW. Wow, my face. What the heck, dude? I swear it's still, yeah, it's definitely still oxidizing. Good thing I'm wearing a turtleneck. Powder looks really nice on top though. I think I'm gonna set my whole face, make everything even. From far away from me, it looks really nice with the powder on. I'm not sure how it looks for you guys, but when I look really up close, it just looks very makeup-y. It actually looks like how MAC Studio Fix looks on my skin. It looks pretty heavy. So first thoughts on this foundation, not really liking anything about this one at this point. I don't like how it streaks and kind of moves around. It's definitely not the coverage that it says it is, and it just looks pretty heavy on my skin. Keep in mind I did do 2 layers because I wanted to get the coverage that it said it was, but even on that first layer it just wasn't sitting the best on my skin. So this one isn't one of the 8 products that I purchased at Whole Foods, but they sell this at Whole Foods, so I wanted to mention it because this is a setting spray. You can use this, it's technically a facial spray, but you can use it underneath or over your makeup too. It's just rose water and glycerin, and I really like this. It's from Amazon. The only thing is that my spritzer is totally like messed up. So I'm going to use this to kind of hopefully settle the powder and the liquid foundation a little bit together. Again, this isn't a foundation review. I'm not like isolating the foundation here. We're just trying out some Whole Foods makeup. Kind of just have to take a shower in it. Hoping this adds a little bit of life back into my skin right now. Okay, that definitely helped. I might even add a little bit more. Give me all the glycerin today. That made my skin look so much better. It has a little bit of a glow to it, and it did just kind of melt those together. I picked up a blush and a highlight, but bronzer I also was trying to find, and the only bronzers I saw were things that looked like face powders but were called bronzers. They were so light that it would have been like a face powder even on my skin tone. So I don't know if they just mislabeled them and they were supposed to be face powders, but they definitely were not bronzer shades. I'm just going in with a little bit of my bronzer right now. This one's by Laura Geller. This is Sunrise Fair. I need to try that rose spray more over makeup because that just gave me such a pretty glow. So I'm excited to try this blush. It's by the Mineral Fusion brand, the same brand that did the foundation, and it's in the shade Pale. Luxuriously silky minerals offer a natural flush of color to brighten the complexion and create a youthful, healthy glow. So the shade in store looked pretty light. There's a shade, it looks really pretty. So let's go in. I'm just first gonna lightly tap because I don't know how pigmented this is gonna be. So this blush was $24.99. Oh, it's pretty though. Okay, I would totally use that blush again. I think that's a super pretty shade. It looks like you have a little bit of color to your cheeks, but it doesn't look like you're wearing a crap ton of blush. I like how this one has a tiny bit of luminosity too, but it's not quite as glowy as like the Ciate Summer Love blush, which is one of my favorites, the Glow 2 blushes. But this one definitely isn't as glowy as that one, but you can see in the light it does have like a sheen to it. How much product do you get in this though for $25? You get 0.1 ounces of product, so let's compare some blushes. In this Laura Geller blush that looks like it's about the same size, you get 0.17. In NARS Free Soul, you get 0.16. And then in Physicians Formula Butter Blush, you get 0.26. Wow, that's a lot. So this has the least amount of product, and it is $25 in this packaging. Also, this feels like Dollar Tree packaging. Nothing against Dollar Tree makeup. There's been some good finds there, but it definitely feels pretty cheap. For a highlight, this looked like something that was right up my alley when I was swatching things in Whole Foods. This is the Zuzu Luxe Mosaic Illuminator. So when I was playing around with this, it looked like a very natural kind of subtle highlight, which I really like that, especially for just kind of everyday makeup. Oh, this looks a lot darker than I remember it. What's going on? Okay, that looked a lot lighter in store. Is this the wrong shade? It says light. We'll see how this is on my face. It might be one that looks totally different in the pan than it does on the skin. Their logo to me looks like it should be like a surf brand. I'm gonna go with my favorite highlight brush. This is a Sigma F03 and just do, whoa, that was hella powdery. I just swirled it in there and a lot came up. Okay. Ooh, this is definitely dark. Just created like a dark stripe on my skin. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of blend this down as like a blush topper maybe, since that's definitely too dark as a highlight. It almost looks darker than it did even on my finger swatch. Yeah, you can see like the line right there. So I'm gonna have to blend another highlight over that. So instead, I'm gonna use this as a blush topper. So I'm gonna switch back to this brush and just kind of, oh, I don't know if I like this. It's not really blending out. Kind of just like staying there. This, for sure, it looks more like a bronzer. It doesn't say bronzer anywhere. It says illuminator. And this is the lightest shade, so I definitely wouldn't call this an illuminator. So whenever I'm doing my makeup and something like this happens, I'll just take my same powder brush without product on it first and just try and blend it out. And this usually works. And then if not, I'll go in with a little bit of face powder on the brush. But this seems to be, yeah, that's helping, because whatever leftover powder, it just kind of like tones everything down and blends it together. That's definitely helping. I'm gonna go back in with the blush though, because that just took away some of the blush now. Yeah, this blush is really pretty. So for a highlight, I'm just gonna take NARS Free Soul blush. I actually like using this as a highlight too with this brush. And it just gives you a really pretty natural pinky kind of glow. Nothing too intense, just more subtle. So I do have an eyeshadow to test out, so I'm going to prep my eyes using my MAC paint pot. They had a couple different brands that were carrying eyeshadow, and as I was swatching them with my fingers, the ones that felt the softest and that looked really pretty and pigmented were the Gabriel brand. It just says Gabriel. Again, this looks like it could be a surf brand. What's going on here? So this eyeshadow is in the shade Chocolate Brown, and it felt so buttery when I was feeling it in the store. It has this nice little wave design, but this one eyeshadow was $14.99. This is like up there with, this is more expensive than MAC. So I'm actually going to go in with the Illuminator shade, and I'm just going to dip into one of the darker shades in here and just blend this into the crease to start out with, kind of create a little transition shade here. I think what I'm going to do with that dark brown as an all over lid color and kind of try and blend it up and kind of smoke it out, because I do have a liquid liner to try out too. This is totally working as a transition shade. So I'm first going to take this on my finger because that's usually what I do. I kind of pack it on the lid and then I'll go in and blend it up. Feels really soft, and that has some nice pigment to it, it looks like. So I'm just gonna press this on. Ooh, that's a pretty chocolate. It has a little bit of red in there. We're just gonna blend that out. This is blending out really nicely, especially for a deep brown shade. So now I'm gonna go in with the blush, and I'm gonna use this to warm up the crease a little bit. Ooh, that looks pretty as eyeshadow. I was kind of planning on using the face highlighter as an inner corner highlight too, but since that one didn't work out as like a light highlighting shade, I'm just gonna actually go in with like a matte highlighting shade. I'm just gonna take that same brightening powder that I used underneath my eyes and just pop this right on the inner corner to brighten it without it being like shimmery. So far I like the brown shadow. I think it worked totally fine, blended out easily. It's pigmented, it's soft. Would I pay 15 bucks for a single eyeshadow when I feel like you can get a lot of colors like this in other palettes for way cheaper? Personally, probably not, but if this was a brand or something that you wanted to support, then I could see. I wish they had like a full-on eyeshadow palette there. That would be cool. So let's go in with this Zuzu Black Pearl Liquid Liner. This eyeliner is $15.99. That's not bad at all. It says it's waterproof, and it says it's vegan, gluten-free, and cruelty-free. I'm not sure what the requirements are to get into Whole Foods as a beauty product. As a brand, I couldn't find any information online. I tried to look it up. I'm assuming it has to be cruelty-free, probably paraben-free. I'm not sure what the green beauty requirements are there. If you know or you find resource or something, leave it down below in the comments so we can all check it out. Okay, has like a stiff kind of pointed applicator. Looking up close, my skin texture is insane right now. Ooh. This shade is Black Pearl. They didn't have a black one. Looks to me like this is kind of a satin black, which I actually don't mind. Sometimes it can make your eye pop. It almost looks like a shimmery gray, which is kind of cool. We're doing an intense wing today, apparently. Yeah, this definitely has almost like a little bit of glitter or something in it. All right, that was actually pretty easy to make the wing. I don't mind the brush at all. I like that it's a little bit stiffer. It does feel like it's not dry yet, so I don't want this to transfer up to my lid. It almost looks like an eyeliner after you've worn it for like 10 hours, just the shade of it. It definitely looks faded. So now let's go back in with this brown shade, and I'm gonna take it on a flat edge brush and just push this right against my lower lash line. I'm just gonna pop on my usual mascaras. So my mic died. I have no idea where it stopped recording. I feel like the universe is just telling me to go eat a burrito and go to bed. I knew this was a good idea. So the last makeup product I picked up was the Zuzu Luxe Lip Gloss. This is in the shade Liquid Bliss. If I can get it out of here. Almost looks like a mocha kind of rose gold. So I'm excited for this. I want to see how pigmented it is first, so I'm going to put it on without any kind of lipstick on. This was $18.29. Again, this feels like really cheap packaging. Definitely not fragranced. It doesn't have a good scent to it at all. My lips are pretty chapped right now from Accutane. Definitely pretty sheer, but I feel like I can build this up a little bit. I'm getting a little bit more color. Oh, I just tasted it. Does not taste good. You can actually smell the scent on your lips. Ooh. I think this is one that I would mix in a little bit of essential oil into. It feels very comfortable. It doesn't feel sticky at all. It feels super thin. I feel like my lips are almost like absorbing this. Yeah, doesn't this look like it's already less metallic? It's only been on for a couple minutes and I feel like where to go. So far my top two is the Alba Daily Cream and then the blush, the Mineral Fusion blush. Again, I feel like $24.99 for this is pretty pricey, but it is really pretty and it blended out beautifully, and I like how just natural and glowy of a blush it is. I would definitely use this again. And this cream I'm excited to try too. I'm going to look more into the ingredients on this. I usually check cost DNA and then a couple other things and just make sure that the ingredients shouldn't irritate my skin. But like I said, Elba is a brand that I've had good experiences with in the past. I really liked their acne scrub. So that's my thoughts at this point on those 7 things. Again, we'll do that face mask at the end of the night, so I'll see you guys then. I think I'm gonna get Chipotle. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock right now, and my face makeup is looking rough. I just came out here to get the mirror, and I feel like you can actually see it pretty good right here. Whoa, I just worked out. I was doing Jillian Michaels. Back on the Jillian Michaels train. I just did level 1 tonight, so I was like slightly breaking a sweat, you know, nothing major. It looks so freaking bad everywhere. Totally rubbed off in certain parts of my face. Major creasing right here. Totally rubbed off around my nose ring. I wasn't really like touching it or anything right there, so I don't know how that happened. Rubbed off down here and just, oh god. And then my forehead, holy shitsies. What is happening there? That looks so bad. Major creasing right here. It just like literally looks like you could dig a fork into my forehead right now. I'm assuming that's where there was a little drip of sweat coming down when I was working out, but even the areas where like sweat did not touch look so bad. So now I'm gonna shower, wash my face and everything real good, and then we're gonna try out the sheet mask. All right, so I've just showered. Let's try out this mask. I noticed that it on here does say for combo to oily skin, and I have dry skin, but I'm just gonna moisturize really well afterwards. I'm a little bit concerned how a sheet mask with BHA in it isn't gonna like drip into your eyes. Wow, this is sealed. Definitely tore it from the wrong side. Oh, whoa. It's like this black felt. It looks really thick. Allow mask to set for 15 minutes. Peel and discard. Massage into skin, no need to rinse. So sheet masks are only my thing if they don't move. I'm not gonna lie, this is a little bit scary with the BHA. The eye holes are not that big, bro. Oh my gosh, what does this smell like? It smells like the inside of a pumpkin. Okay, so I had to remove the liner first. This is dripping everywhere. Oh my god, it smells like pumpkin. Okay, this is definitely like in my eyeball. I feel like I can't open my eyes. This isn't a very big one. Usually they like cover my hair. I was gonna make a smoothie, but okay, I'm gonna leave on for 15 minutes and I'll be right back. It's kind of stinging. Have I ever looked better than I do right now? Okay, so it's been 15 minutes now. My skin is a little bit burny, but that's pretty normal with any kind of AHA or BHA, especially like the first time you do it. Not to the point where my face feels like it's on fire, but it's definitely like a little bit burny, tingly or something. So let's take this off, and it says to just rub it all in. Oh, it smells pretty horrible. Oh, my face looks very glowy. So this is giving me a nice glow. So it's starting to sink into my skin. I'm gonna let this sink in for a second. I did make a smoothie. Cheers. Green smoothie. So the tingling is still definitely going on. Oh no, I feel like something's happening. So I'm gonna update you guys in the description box what I think of this when I wake up. Obviously this isn't something that I can use more than once because it's a one-time sheet mask. And the lip gloss, by the way, literally looked like I had nothing on my lips in about 10 minutes after having it on. Those are my thoughts on some Whole Foods beauty products. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below if there are any other products I should check out there, whether it's makeup, skincare, whatever. I'm going to call it a night. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.